It's cracked.
Perhaps somebody cracked will buy it.
It wasn't cracked, though, was it?
Not originally, no.
That's a good name for a record. Now it'll have to go for tuppence because you put your foot on it.
Well, blooming number, it wasn't my fault it wasn't plastic, were it? It's like the Laplanders.
What is? Forget it, Elsie. He's reminiscing.
No, I mean the Laplanders, all that snow and ice. You'd think they'd have invented the fridge long before anybody else, wouldn't you? It's all there.
Yeah, which is more than you are.
Look, put them records down on the table before you do a like fantastic on them.
The hippopotamus. It can beat the jolly lot of us. Can I buy the Cena?
It's ninepence unless Rumpelstiltskin there's jumped on it.
Oh, me and Armistead's had many a good laugh over this.
Really, Colwell, you haven't even got a record player.
No, only I read in my weekly that you can melt gramophone records into mantelpiece ornaments, and I wouldn't like it to happen to this record. It's such a funny record. I shall preserve it.
Look at this, straight from the Roaring Twenties.
If only Elliot Ness could see you now.
What do you mean, Elliot Ness? The first moth that comes in this afternoon will jump at
I
it.
think they already have. The moths. It's topless, sleeveless.
Oh, Armistead used to like me in that. I thought it might come in useful for cleaning rags for somebody.
Yes, and somebody can stick a 1 and 6 penny ticket on this Bobby's helmet.
Sometimes I feel that's all it's worth, Mrs. Tanner. 1 and 6.
What's up with you?
Oh, nothing. Only when you run a fella in for ill-treating his baby and the magistrate pats him on the head, gives him a lump of sugar, tells him to be a good boy in future, you feel that's all your helmet's worth.
You just now, because he didn't catch pigs.
Ah, but I did. And I'll let him go for a £10,000 bribe. I just called in to see if there's anything I can do.
Yes, well, I think for a start you better go home and change into civvies. Otherwise, folks will think you've come here to keep your eyes open for stolen goods.
Which half of it is?
It can stay, so they say, underneath the water for half a day.
Teach yourself Italian? When did you buy this?
Oh, a couple of years ago when I thought we might be going to Italy for a holiday.
Which we didn't.
No, I went to Platt Fields for a half a day. Bought a couple of ice cream cornets at a cart and he didn't speak a word of Italian. Wasted the time.
Tolstoy's War and Peace Volume 2. Where's Volume 1?
Oh, I never had that. The buyer will just have to make up a story and hope that it connects up in his mind with Volume 2.
I don't know why you don't put me in the jumble sale while you're at it.
Oh, I would, my precious, I would, my love. But you know what? I'll probably buy you back at twice the price they put on you.
Can I have some more?
What's all this panic to get things for the jumble sale?
Panic?
Yes, panic. Hey, you're not having that. Mum gave me that and should go ahead.
Oh, and say it's a panic?
I would.
I said, can I have some more?
Well, I mean, it's in a good cause, isn't it?
I know, but you don't have to give the whole house away.
Well, it's only a few odds and ends, give a few things, buy a few things, and the greatest of these
Can I have some more?
I think Oliver Twist wants you.
Don't you go and buy him back that old sports jacket.
What sports jacket?
Oh, like a fella could starve to death in this house.
Oh, not if he was anything like you, Uncle Albert. What do you want?
Some more porridge.
That's all there was in the pan. That's all I made.
Well, you can make some more, can't you? Won't take you more than a couple of minutes. Not as if I were asking for bacon and egg or even mushrooms.
I see.
When a fella gets old, he wants plenty of food inside him to keep him going.
What did your last slave die of, pray?
What?
No, love, no.
Oh, never mind.
Tell Mrs. Sharple she could have our old ironing board.
Hey!
Well, it's perishing up there.
Yeah, but...
Never mind the but. Would you like it if I had to cut my throat because my hand was shivering?
Well, I don't suppose you'd be all that tickled either.
There's the post.
Where from?
Ray.
He's not coming.
Did you think he would?
Not really.
No, he's just confirmed what he told us. No thanks.
Well, you couldn't really have coped, could you?
Oh, we'd have tried.
I'm sure you would, which is more than I can say of some. Though you can't altogether blame the Ogdens, can you? I suppose they thought his national sickness benefit would be worthwhile until they worked it out. No, anybody who gets rail be out of pocket, and I dare say get very little thanks.
Yeah, but he's still a human being.
Aye, more human than some beings, if he'd give himself half a chance. What made you offer to have him in the first place, Harold? Conscience?
Conscience?
That's what I said.
Perhaps a bit, I don't know. After all, the last thing I did at that pub was to land him one. And if it hadn't been for us, maybe he wouldn't have been at the front of the Shara.
Now, look, lad, you can't take the cares of the world on your shoulders. I'm running a jumble sale for the hospitals this afternoon. If somebody gets knocked down by a bus coming to it, am I responsible?
No, but... Oh, well, it isn't altogether conscience, Mrs. Sharples. It's just... Well, Ray has tried to help us in his own way. Over the high purchase and the arcade and, well, even the job.
Any road he's not coming, so that's that.
Yeah, well, I'm relieved in a way. It would have been hard work, but... Oh, well, you can't help feeling sorry for him, can you?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
There you, Chuck.
Who do you think it is, Rin Tin Tin?
You're gonna fool me. You getting ready?
Yeah, gotta be there early, you know, Stan.
Yeah.
You know what them Bessie Street lot are like at a jumble sale? Red Indians attacking a flipping wagon train.
Yeah.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Boom! Flipping shins.
I'm glad to see I'm not the only clumsy one round here, Mr. Ogden.
Not the only clubs. You but. Oh, never mind.
I've come for the things, for the bazaar.
Oh, well, ask the missus. That's her department.
That's not a mermaid, is it, Mrs. Ogden?
You what?
With a comb and a glass, not a mermaid, in the valley below.
No, it's me upstairs.
It's Bernard.
Oh, well, you tread flipping careful.
I've come for the bazaar.
The what? Oh, yeah. Well, you can take that sweeper.
What? What, you mean this one here? What's up, doesn't it work?
Of course it works. Not proper, though. It blows.
Where are you going to, Biddy?
Oh, to see Mr. Turpin, I got a present for him.
You what?
Well, I put the money in the cash box. It's a bow tie.
Oh, I don't think they'll let him wear that on duty.
Oh, for special occasions. Only he did me a favour.
Well, look sharp, back.
All right.
How much do we ask for this old gramophone?
We ask now, it's not for sale.
But it's antique. It'll fetch a bum.
I don't care what it'll cost. It's Vera Bland. She'll lend it to her for background music. She thinks more of that than she does of telly.
I don't know which one you mean.
Well, you know, love, you must have seen me wearing it sometime.
Well, wait a minute, I'll ask Mrs. Sharp.
No.
What's the matter? Has it got secret papers in it or something?
Getting warm.
A roll of fivers?
No, if it had just been a roll of fivers, would I be concerned?
No.
No, love, actually, it's just a few things I left in the pocket that Val didn't empty out. You know, not to worry.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
What?
I'll look it out, put it on one side and give it to Val.
No, you just forget about it, love. The chap who buys it will be the secret agent. I'll just know him as Mr. X.
No, me flipping shins again.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Have you burnt them?
Burnt him?
You know, meet me in the moonlight by the cowshed. Have you burnt them?
Oh, no, actually, I wrote them on rice paper. I've eaten them.
Huh? Yeah, look.
You've left a bag of muck on it.
Oh, well, don't charge them extra, will you? Whoever buys it starts with some to start off with, you see?
How's it going?
Oh, Mikey, there's enough rubbish here to go on Tommy Deacon's rag and bone car. I'll need a bath.
Well, I hope you won't think these rubbish.
Les's.
Yeah. Used to call them his boats. They look big enough to sail down the Bridgewater Canal on, don't they?
I'm sorry.
Sorry? Why sorry?
Oh, no, I didn't mean
No, come on,
anything.
tell me. Why sorry?
Well, it just seems that you're a bit sorry for yourself, love.
Am I? Hadn't noticed.
They're pretty good quality, these. They should go well.
And these are Gordon's. Don't suppose he'll come back for them, neither. Anyway, they're too small for him.
Thanks very much, love.
Yeah. Well. You're right, Elsie. I do feel sorry for myself.
How's that?
Proper posh, isn't it?
Oh, it does suit you, Mr. Turpin.
Yeah, you'd make a lovely barman, Cyril.
Well, I'd more in mind Chief Constable.
Oh, no, love, a barman, you know, with a little white waistcoat.
Anyway, it's very kind of you, Mrs. Corbel. I don't know why.
Well, it's a present. Not a Christmas present, more like a medal.
Not with you.
Or for saving my life. And these are yours. I washed and pressed the handkerchief.
Oh,
What's this? Well, the doctor at the hospital said that I was bleeding a lot after the shower
wasn't
crash.
an artery.
And then Mr. Turpin twisted his pen in his handkerchief and stopped it.
Did he?
Mrs. Corwell, promise you won't tell anybody.
Oh, but-
Well, I'll tell you why. According to the latest police manual on first aid, a constable must never use a tourniquet. He must always use pressure pads. Well, I couldn't find the first aid box to get the pressure pad, so I made a tourniquet. So you can imagine how inefficient it'd look if you got about that I disobeyed a police manual.
Oh, well, if that's the way you want it.
Please, you'll be doing me a favour.
Oh, very well then. And thank you ever so much. Ta-ra,
Ta-ra.
darling.
Cyril, you never mentioned it.
As we seem to be living in a kibbutz state, I'm sure you won't mind my just walking in.
Kib, walk? Oh, no.
And it's about my castanets.
Oh, And black things. Yes, well, sit down, Mrs. Walker.
My castanets, which you so generously donated to the jumble sale.
Yes, that's right.
Might I ask why?
Well, he said you didn't want them. He said you were going to give them to the church hall.
Well, then, the act of bestowing should surely have been my prerogative, Mrs. Turpin.
That's what I thought I was doing you a favour, you know, taking them.
If I walked out of the room with this chair and gave it to the hospital fund, would I be doing you a favour?
No,
Exactly.
because it's Maggie's chair.
Mrs. Turpin, I am afraid I must ask you to recover my castanets, if necessary by paying for them, and return them to me forthwith. Otherwise...
Another thing you're not supposed to do is to put a tourniquet on the neck.
You know, it's a smashing day, Saturday.
Nor if you've been shopping all morning, it isn't.
Lying, big eats, pint with the lads, footy match, glad rags, another pint with the lads, and off down the pally.
Dickie Fleming.
Yeah?
That's how you used to spend your Saturdays, not how you spend them now.
Yeah, no, you're right. I must have been dreaming.
I get it.
Yeah, what, love?
You don't like Saturday now, since you got married.
Oh, I love it. Especially sports report. I mean, the Darlington result is very gripping.
Well, I'll tell you something, shall I?
As if I could stop you.
I like a quiet Saturday. You wouldn't get me back down the pally for a king's ransom.
What? Thought you used to go a bum on going dancing. Used to take long enough to get ready. What? Most of the day.
Well, that's where you're wrong, you see. I hated tarting myself up just for a lot of grinning lads to look at. Half of them were kettled.
Like me, you mean?
Well, we used to meet at the pally, didn't we?
Well, if you didn't like it, why did you keep going?
Oh, well, you see, I didn't dare miss.
Eh?
You never understand.
No, you're dead right. I wouldn't. You know, I used to go because I enjoyed myself.
Would you like to go tonight, then?
Oh, no, well,
I mean, you sounded as if you would.
would you?
It's up to you.
Well, it's a long time since we've been dancing. I think we'd be out of practice.
Oh, soon pick it up again.
And it gets so hot in those dance halls now, and crowded. And the noise. And, you know, they'd all be kids.
Dickie, that Battle of Britain film's still on.
Where?
In town.
Do you fancy it?
Well, more than I fancy the pally.
Me too.
Well, what were you going on about then?
I don't rightly know.
Hey, do you really miss the pally and the lads and all that?
Only when I'm sat in this chair. Anyway, the lads, as you call them, most of them are married.
Like us?
Yeah, like us.
I'm glad they are.
Well, I can only speak for myself about that.
Are you happy?
Happy enough.
That's all right, then. Hey, I think I'll put my new frock on tonight, even if we are only going to the pictures.
Why not, indeed?
You know, you were right. Saturdays are smashing. Oh, that can only be our Bernard.
Come in, you great clumsy elephant.
The Queen said there was room for me at Balmoral. The Prime Minister wanted to set a camp bed up for me in number 10, but I said no. I can't disappoint the Flemings.
Right, well, I better get off, get first in the queue.
What's your rush?
Oh, look around. I mean, locusts, if ever I saw any, they'll strip the place bare.
Give over, there's bags of time.
And there's Fast Fingers Frida. Took the vicar's trousers off at the last fete and gave him $5 bob for them.
We'll go together. There's nothing much we want, anyway.
Isn't there?
Are you going, Mrs. Walker?
Well, not until closing time, dear. Unfortunately, Jack has had to stay in bed. Now, I distinctly advised him about getting up too soon and going into the snug, but would he listen? Oh, dear me, no.
Could we introduce ourselves?
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary, dear. I've heard about you. You're Sandra? Yes, Sandra. And, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Mrs. Walker. Yes, Mrs. Turpin. I've something to tell you.
Yes, I'm fired.
Implying that...
They wouldn't let me in till the sale started.
So now the sheriff firm's admitted responsibility for civil damages, there ought to be a few quid knocking about. Court hearings next week.
Thousands?
I wouldn't know about that.
It's a pity we didn't come here sooner and go on that trip.
It wasn't exactly a joyride.
It wouldn't be real mink, Mr. Turpin. No, not real.
What?
That coat.
What coat?
The one they're selling for £5 down at Church Hall as an attraction. Mind, there's tons of bargains. You ought to get down there. Look out. Well, now the dog can see the rabbit, I'll have a drop of rum, Mrs. Walker.
Mr. Tatlock, you have just done me out of some customers.
Why? I didn't say it were mink. I said I didn't think it were mink. And it weren't. But it is a coat, though, 'cause it's Ken's, isn't it, Ken?
Yes, yes.
Well, here we are, back on top of the yard. I'll have to train you to saw timber, kid.
Yeah.
Yep, all I want now is a reindeer to pull me and a big whip.
Well, I used to be an Arctic husky. They thought I was a little horse. Can you get your feet?
Feet? Yeah, that's right. They are still feet, I think. At least I hang my shoes on them in the morning, or any road somebody does it for me. I can still use my hands. Quiet, you know, Fairclough is going to laugh his head off.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, there's plenty as will.
You misjudge people, Ray.
Oh, I don't misjudge them. I wasn't surprised when you said nobody'd take me in.
I said could.
No, mate, you said would. My ears aren't paralysed and all.
Well, if I said would, it was so you'd feel forced to come here.
You wanted me.
We asked you.
Well, I'm grateful. If you can take me, I can take you.
We can take you.
Anyway, Dickie, me old sport, me old China, at least you won't have to worry about me chasing your wife around anymore. I mean, if I get stroppy, you can always kick me downstairs like Psycho.
The price of that, ladies, is 10 shillings, or if you like, 5 shillings a sleeve. It is, of course, the very latest fashion from Paris, France. Now, I don't know what size either of you ladies takes, but by the time you finish with it, you'll both be able to get into it. Give it here. It was never like this at Miami Modes.
But 15 shillings, Mrs. Sharples.
Well, they're well worth it, whatever they are.
I only gave 10 shillings for them in Mallorca, and well, you know it, because you were with me.
Well made.
I know they're well made.
Good tone.
I know, but 15 shillings.
Genuine Spanish castanets, 20 shillings.
15 shillings.
And I'm sure you'll be very delighted with them.
Yes, well, the price will come out of Mrs. Turpin's wages. And now, Mrs. Sharples, now that I have bought back my own property, I would like them to present them to you as a gift from me to your fair.
What? Them? As a gift? That rubbish?
Oh, I don't know, Liz. It mightn't fit me.
Try it on, love.
Not here.
Well, it'll do for knocking about in. How much is it, love?
15 and 11 pence. Not quite 16 shillings.
Oh, well, here, make it £1, though.
Oh,
And after all, it's for charity.
Hello.
Oh, look, love. There's Uncle Albert. Now, you go along and see what I want to buy, will you? There's something I want to get.
Oh, yeah, cerns are all right, of course, but you can't beat the good old-fashioned porcelain or china teapot. It brings out the true flavour of the tea, especially if the pot has been warmed first.
You're overflowing.
Lummy, nummy. Well, you kept me talking, didn't you, Mr. Turpin?
Are you up to this short it's been sold, Mrs.
Yes,
Fuller?
I think so, just now.
Well, could you just have another quick look, just to make sure?
Yes.
Well, look, I'll take that, all right?
Oh, thank you. Is that what you wanted?
And where is that gay, handsome, eager, energetic, virile, ever-loving husband of yours?
Oh, I haven't seen him since this morning.
Oh, then there's hope yet. He might have joined the Foreign Legion.
No, I think he went to the Flying Horse.
Well, in that case, perhaps you won't mind keeping me company till Mr. Fleming finds him.
Oh, no.
Good. Because you two were going to keep me company at your house, weren't you?
Yeah.
And what made you change your mind?
Oh, well, it was Stan's back playing him up again, you see. Sometimes, you know, he can hardly move.
All right, Ray. I'm going to join Audrey at the jumble sale.
Hello, Stan.
I do. Are you feeling better?
Oh, yes. It only hurts when I try to do a back somersault. How are you?
Oh, fine.
Back all right?
Yeah, hasn't bothered me for months.
Oh, good. I was just going to ask your good lady why you couldn't put me up.
Oh, well, it was her nerves, you know, edgy. It was your nerves, wasn't it, Hilda, love?
2 tins of corned beef, a tin of peas, pilchards, which none of us like, a tin of spaghetti, and a woolen jumper. Was it worth it?
Frankly, no.
And what you wanted to spend 5 bob on that for, I don't know.
Oh, might come in handy.
What for? Trolling?
Keep a thing 7 years, they say.
Oh, I forgot. Cyril Turpin bought you this. It only cost him a tenner, and he thought, as a school teacher...
Just what I've always wanted. Tolstoy's War and Peace, Volume 2. Oh.
Wouldn't you be moody if you were like him? Helpless and paralysed.
Yeah, I suppose so. Still, so long as he doesn't make us moody.
You two have got a bit on your plate there, haven't you? I can only wish you the best of luck. You are going to need it.
Well, anyway, what should we get him?
Well, what would you like?
Hey, what about this?
What is it?
It's a moustache cup.
Well, he hasn't got a moustache.
Well, he can grow one. Give him an interest, like a garden.
Look, don't worry about Ray Langton. You'll soon forget about him when you see a new cleaner.
I've seen it.
Oh, no, you haven't. I've swapped it for a better one.
Have you?
Hey, aye.
Oh, hey, we should have come here, Chuckles. That's a good.
Ah, no, it looks like being back against the wall, that one. When I get you home, love, you've got a real pleasant surprise, I'll tell you.
Oh, hey, let's go.
Come on.
Oh, Maggie, I'm jiggered. I bet you are. You're lucky, you know. I've had a slack day. You lot have been undercutting me.
Here we are. Oh, no, there's no need for you to pay, Mrs. Caldwell.
No, keep your money, love.
Oh, but I want to.
Now, listen, every cafe inn in this noble realm of ours allows free staff drinks, and you're staff.
He's right.
Oh, but it's towards Ina's hospital fund and every penny counts.
Oh, well, if you insist. Oh, Mrs. Caldwell is a butterfingers.
Oh, it's a bargain, love.
Is it?
Yeah, looks ever so comfortable, you know. I mean, some clothes do, as if they belong.
Ah.
You won't mind wearing it, will you, love?
Eh?
I mean, you don't feel funny, do you, because it was somebody else's?
Oh, I don't think so, love. I've worn many an odd bit of somebody else's uniform in my time. Once, when I went into the canal after an attempted suicide, I finished my shift with a nurse's cardigan and jumper under my coat.
Hey, she must have been a big lass.
She was very big.
Oh, oh dear. Hey, look what I found.
Oh.
It's a letter. Darling, I long for you to be near me. The hours seem like days when you are away. I cannot bear it any longer, my loved one.
Where'd you get that from?
It was in this pocket of the jacket, love.
Forget it, Liz. Burn it.
I don't know about that. I mean, any letter that starts off with, darling, I long for you to be near me. Well, I mean, might be a bit of fun to find out who it was sent to.
Ah, it might at that, won't it?
Oh, that is a joke.